Yes, people, welcome back to the First 11. It is a special EFL show, Leagues 1 and 2. But today we're talking League 1, and today we're talking about a very lucky Northern team. They've just got a new billionaire owner. I'm not bitter at all, I promise. How are we all doing, guys?
All good, man.
Oh, good, yeah. Very happy.
And absolutely nobody mentioned midweek results, because I most likely will probably end up trying to ban you, because I'm absolutely raging, as is Charlie. So I'll be raging.
I'm not.
I'm sure you're not. Charlie saying, "Why is this on?" Well, give us a second and we'll explain. So basically, the news that's came out quite a few days, about a week ago or something, is that Sunderland have got a new takeover. The Mirror reported Sunderland have received an approval today from the Football League for billionaire Kyril
Dreyfus
to take over a League One club. Was today given the green light to complete the takeover at Sunderland. English Football League needed to approve and move. I mean, they didn't. They're pretty shit at that job in the first place. So, I mean, approving an owner. I mean, the EFL make themselves look like they're doing work when in actual fact they're doing absolutely sod all. The 23 billionaire family own French giants Marseille and has a Harvard MBA and training in football administration. So basically, Sunderland have got a child to take over their club. It is, unfortunately, it's a child with a shit ton of money, though. But Reece, you're a Sunderland fan. It seems appropriate to go to you first. Bet you're buzzing.
Me, I'm happy as hell. Everything at the minute's gone really good for Sunderland. Like, with results on the pitch and the takeover, what we needed. Like Stuart Donald, the past owner, who was stripping us.
Yeah.
First thing Bell came out and said, he actually outed old owners and said that they said stripping us and we've got to build from the bottom.
What, Stuart Donald has been building it up? Yeah, because
I mean, like Carell needs to build it up. Stuart Donald wouldn't have got promoted if Donald's still there. Put it that way.
Well, it says Stuart Donald, Juan Starotti, that's the one, and Charlie Methven will each retain a minority shareholding. So they're still going to have shares at Sunderland.
I've got no say. They're not on the board. They're not on the board. So, thank God.
Yeah, but they've still got that bit of shareholding. Your new owner saying, "I'd like to thank Stuart, the board of directors, and the EFL for their diligence and support throughout the recent process." I mean, that is a generic statement done for all of them. They probably said the same for the new Bury owner a few years ago. I am proud to be a custodian of this esteemed institution, but I also recognise the significant responsibility that comes with it. Today marks the start of an exciting chapter in Sunderland AFC history, although the current landscape facing football dictates there are challenges to overcome. I'm confident that we together can weather the present storm and put solid foundations in place to bring sustainable and long-term success to the club. Sunderland have obviously suffered a sharp decline in recent years, with the League One club playing in the top flight only 4 years ago. It has been quite a drop-off. But Charlie, what's your thoughts on all of this? Obviously, it's a bit far from where me and you reside in the West Country, but what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's obviously for literally all of the Sunderland fans, it's pretty good for them because, you know, if you've seen obviously the Netflix documentaries or have just heard, because I follow a lot of the different Sunderland YouTubers on YouTube and Twitter and stuff, and they've said they're buzzing with it. Like Charlie Mepham and Stuart Donald have been complete idiots basically. There's much more worse things to say about him if you ask a Sunderland fan, but yeah, it's pretty crazy because the guy that's took over is is younger than me. So that's pretty mental. But yeah, it's really good for them. Obviously, he's already on about planning on to sort of build the actual pitch as well. I think £500,000 he's spending on that because their pitch has been awful for a number of years, I think, according to some of the Sunderland fans. So yes, just good news for them. And
their pitch is worse than a farmyard.
I know.
I'm not being harsh, but when our boys went up there, I was like, fuck's sake, we're back at Newport County again. Like, really? It was that bad, and Newport have a really bad pitch. A couple of comments here. Charlie saying, F Steve Dale, by the way, what a scumbag. And I hated Bowie. I mean, I think most people in the EFL hated Steve Dale, and most of them hate the EFL. It's not even a love-hate relationship. It's more of a hate-hate relationship. But Aaron, what's your thoughts on this? Obviously, Sunderland are a big team, and now with this, if they don't get promoted this season, I don't want to face them next year. We'll forfeit the game. You know, it'll just be easier.
Well, that's why I'm hoping we go up this season, whether it's automatic or through the playoffs. So hopefully Butler can keep them on track. But no, I think that for Sunderland fans, I think you should be very, very excited because I've been keeping tabs on Sunderland from a distance on a neutral perspective for a good few years now. And, this has been a turmoil over the last few years for Sunderland, consecutive relegations. When I got relegated from the Championship, I couldn't even remember the last time they were in League One in the first place. So, this was like Hull City going to League One. It's like all new lows. And, I think that Sunderland really are going to start going up the gears now. I think if they're not promoted this year, I do expect them to get at least top 2 next season, 110%, because if they're not going up this season, the owner's going to back Lee Johnson with whatever he wants, whatever positions, whoever needs to go, whoever needs to come in, youth academy, improvements, and try and get the youth through as well. He's going to create the playfield of a managerial paradise for Lee Johnson next season, 110%. Lee Johnson, don't forget, he's the former Bristol City manager. He almost took Bristol City to the Premier League a couple of times. So this guy knows football. So he's going to be a wonderful manager. And if he doesn't succeed next season, then I see Lee Johnson going because I think the board need to get Premier League football back in that stadium as soon as possible.
I'm just going to go to a bridge. I mean, in that whole segment, Aaron managed to talk about the lows that Sunderland have had and then start glowing about Lee Johnson. Nah, I'm not having it. I hate that man. I'm an Argyle fan. And, I'm sure Charlie's not too keen on it.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, exactly. Our ex-rival manager who bottled it about five times to take City up to the Premier League.
That's why I'll be positive on Lee Johnson, because I know you two aren't.
I mean,
I'll give him his credits. He did almost get to the Premier League with Bristol City. I'll give him his credits.
But just glad he didn't.
That'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it? League One against Premier League.
But that's why I'm hoping we go up this season, because I do not want to deal with Sunderland next season in League One. No way in this earth am I going to deal with Sunderland next season.
Thank you for reminding us. Reece, what do you want to say, bro?
Yeah, about me.
Yeah.
Burrell's already said that we're kind of keep changing managers. So even if we don't go up, he's keeping the league.
Yeah, he's got to really, Annie, because the fact that they've had so many managers over the years, and I mean, me personally, the way that Sunderland are playing now, they're on a good run of form. Not really many games left. What is there? Well, depends how many games they got on hand. Between 14 and 17 games left.
Something
depends
like
on how
that,
many games. But me personally, I think they're going up. I think they can't really afford to stay in League One for another season. The amount of money they spend, the
Charlie,
revenue.
They've got a billionaire owner. I don't think it's that much of a major problem anymore.
Well, it still is. It still is. We've got a billionaire owner, and you still,
Yeah, but there's a difference. This one is in charge of Marseille. I feel like he's got quite a bit of money. He's 23 years old, so he's probably thinking, this is like Football Manager to him, but chairman style. It's going to be disgusting. From a personal point of view, it's going to be hard to watch. especially being an Argyle fan. But Charlie saying, where are they in the table? You're fifth, aren't you? Fifth or fourth or something.
Fourth.
Yeah, I think they're fifth. They're like a couple of points in front of us, but we've got all those games in hand. So,
aren't they fourth?
Fourth.
Yeah,
don't know.
fourth.
Yeah,
I
they're
think, yeah.
fourth. Yeah, they're fourth. They're on 54 points. Pompey are on 52 points, and Doncaster are on 52 points. But Doncaster do have 2 games in hand over everyone.
yeah, we've got like 4 games in hand in Hull as well. So, we'll hopefully make up for lost time.
I think Hull and Lincoln will bottle it because Lincoln have already been on a bit of a poor run, and then Hull it's sort of mixed seasons. They've been good away from home, but at home they've struggled, and hopefully we could take advantage this week because we got them away.
I swear that's the same with everyone. Everyone's been struggling at home, apart from bloody Argyle. We're the only ones that don't seem to struggle at home. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah. And I'll extend Charlie's point that I think Hull and Lincoln might bottle it, and hopefully it's Peterborough and Doncaster that take advantage.
Yeah, big up Daniel as well. Big up Daniel.
I'm bigging up Accrington. They're getting automatics. Charlie saying there's only one city, Charlie, there called Bristol City.
Oh,
I mean,
behave, mate. Behave.
Charlie, you're like a Man City fan, and I think it's Oldham. So I don't know what beef you've got with a Bristol Rovers fan.
You can't say anything about Bristol City right now because they bottled it against Bournemouth last night, so they can't say anything.
Beating Bournemouth isn't for everyone, I guess. And Jeremy saying big up to the panel, obviously. Bristol
big up,
Rovers
Jeremy.
Big up.
Didn't you guys beat Bournemouth's under 21s or something, or whatever?
It was like our basically like our second team mixed with youth against their second team mixed with youth, and there was loads of Rovers fans buzzing about it because we beat their youth team, and they obviously lost against the first team. But yeah, it's all banter, really, isn't it?
What a time to be alive! Beating their youth teams is incredible. But Reece, I want to get your thoughts on this. Do you think that obviously with this new owner, when the fans come in, do you think it will generate a bit of a better environment?
Oh, definitely. Everyone's buzzing at the minute. So imagine what the fans will be about when they come back, and I reckon easily 35,000 in that stadium. Easy.
Yeah. Well, what's your capacity?
49.
35 wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Especially for League One. I mean, that would be one of the biggest there is.
Yeah, they've already. I'm pretty sure they broke the record, didn't they? When met the old owners' first season in charge, I think they got 46,000 at home to. I think it was Plymouth or Bradford on Boxing Day.
Oh, that would have been Bradford, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been, because that was on
that was on the
Until I Die.
Yeah, that was on the series. Yeah,
I can't remember if Argyle featured on it. I did watch it, but it was quite some time ago. Daniel saying I'm Chelsea Rangers. I'm a Tory though. I mean, nice.
Up the Rangers, mate. Up the Rangers.
I'm not going to say anything on the Tories. Are Rangers going to win the league at Celtic? Oh, no, they're talking to each other.
I think they will. I think they will. I think they'll take points. They'll keep taking points. And even though Gerrard took a big L getting sent off against Livingston, last night. But,
Livingston and mate away, mine. What
Aaron,
scenes?
It's not even up for a debate. I think the league's already done and dusted.
Yeah, but I think grabbing the title officially at Parkhead's going to be embarrassing for Celtic, and they're going to need a complete rebuild next season.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah. But RJ, big up RJ in the comments. Could Sunderland come back to the Prem with this takeover? Reece, what's your thoughts on that?
100%.
I thought so.
With seasons.
It would be nice to see Sunderland back in the Prem. I've always said that you are too big for League One. Like when you look at the Stadium of Light and sort of your facilities, apart from the pitch, which has been sort of let down massively. It's just such a big club. But Charlie, do you think Sunderland could go back to the Prem with this takeover?
Yes, it's going to be interesting to watch. Obviously, the Sunderland fans are going to be buzzing. I mean, it's obviously a big step up, but they need to definitely get promoted this year and see what happens, because the Championship now is probably a lot harder than when Sunderland were in it a couple of years ago. Everything, the quality's gone up, and even getting out of the Championship and then, then staying in the Prem is a different matter with the money. It's stupid now, but yeah, definitely if they can recruit well, then yeah, I can't see why not.
I mean, look at Leeds, for example. They've managed to stay up. But Aaron, thoughts on Sunderland getting to the Prem with this takeover?
Yeah, I could definitely see it. I think that I have to agree the Championship's got a lot harder. I think that you look at this season, for example, the likes of Birmingham in a relegation battle, Barnsley's in a battle to get in the playoffs for the Premier League. Anyone can get anywhere. So, I think if Sunderland recruit well in terms of transfers, and if Lee Johnson does have to go, then they bring the right manager in to take him to the next level, then I do see Sunderland becoming a Premier League side within, I'd say, about 5 to 10 years. I'd give it 5 to 10 years. I'd say Sunderland's going to be back in the Premier League. And it won't just be like relegation battle every year. I think it'll be mid-table. And you look at what things are happening now. West Ham's fighting for top 4 this season. You've got this new competition next season called the Europa Conference League, where I think it's like 8th place in the Premier League getting to Europe. So, there's more chance of clubs like that.
Get me in now.
Have you heard the theme tune to Europa Conference League? Oh my god!
I haven't. No, I need to listen to it at some point.
Trust me, YouTube it. You are gonna wet yourself. Like if Mohamed Salah, if Liverpool and Salah do drop that far, crikey, on what Salah's face when that's playing around Anfield. I'm not gonna lie to you. It'll be a picture. I mean,
but yeah, I think look at the Europa Conference League, and with West Ham fighting for top 4, I think if Sunderland are going to go in the Premier League, especially with the owner they've got now, I don't see them just fighting for relegation when they get back in. I see them possibly going to mid-table, possibly maybe even doing the recruiting necessary to go on form and challenge for that Europa Conference League place, or even the Europa League. They could go far in the next 10, 15 years.
Down at Newcastle.
I see Newcastle. Don't worry, we're going to batter Newcastle 4-0 in the Championship next season. Don't you worry about that.
Aaron very
He's way too positive, isn't he?
I'm taking Mike Ashley down to the keeper and booting him back to Newcastle on the way out.
I don't know if he'll be still there. But everyone watching, make sure he's smashing the like button. Got a couple more comments here. Sunderland versus Newcastle next season. Reese, up for that one?
Can't wait.
Yeah, trust me, mate. Them derbies are one of the best. I remember that. Well, there's a few that stand out to me. Obviously, that Jermaine Defoe volley at home was insane, and that one with Super Adam Johnson when they won 3-0 away, and Di Canio was sliding everywhere.
Yeah, Di Canio going overdrive was a massive highlight for me in those derbies, and I think if we are going to see a time where derby next season, we're seeing Sunderland do the double, in my opinion.
I'm not sure anyone should ever be quoting Adam Johnson as Super Adam Johnson.
No,
but back then he was a good player. But now obviously.
He's ruined his life.
Less said the better.
There's been a few things that has happened since then, hasn't there?
Yeah.
We won't get into that. That is quite a...
Yeah, he's ruined his life. Let's end it at that.
Yeah, that's the best way to do that. RJ saying, what's this owner like? Is he like Roman, who chucks shit tons of money at this problem? I mean, I don't want to speculate, but I'm presuming yes.
I don't think he will. No. I think it's more about putting money into the youth and all that. But he will obviously put money in. But
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I like a youth-based setup. I like how he'll invest in the youth because I think homegrown talent in the Sunderland squad is a great way to develop a chemistry and a morale that'll help the team progress and make world-class stars out of homegrown talent. And if they do decide to sell them on, then so be it. But you're going to make a lot of money from selling a couple of youth players that turn out to be world-class stars. But I think compared to that comment, if he says Roman chucks, tons of money at them, if that gets you European competitions and trophies in Europe, so be it.
No, this guy will probably work on the youth, then the infrastructure, and he will chuck money. It's just not going to all be chucked into first team players. It will be about building a club, a bit like City and how they did it. whilst also chucking fees at ridiculous players.
Going the data model sort of thing, using data and all that.
Yeah. RJ saying the Europa Conference League for Liverpool only. They want to win it first.
No, that's where Arsenal's going to finish this season.
Daniel said he got called a Tory yesterday. That's why he said it. Oh, fair enough.
Got called a Tory.
Yeah. Wait, who does Aaron support? Someone called Downcastle. I'm not sure who they are, but
yeah, don't have a clue what sort of rovers they are. Not the best one. I'm joking. Don't
Charlie, I just listened to it. What the was that? They do realise they'll be in a stadium, not an opera house. That's the new Conference League anthem. It is absolutely brilliant. RJ saying Adam Johnson brought up now looks away. Yeah, I mean, no one wants to talk about that man. The less said about that one, the better. Now they're all just having a chat about God knows what. I think Chelsea.
It'll just get turned into a chant. That's all he was. He's become a chant.
Rank 'em based on oil. City, Chelsea, Sunderland. I would say it's in that order, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone can quite call Sunderland bigger than City and Chelsea just yet.
Yeah.
Wait 20 years and we'll probably see that. It'll be a new one. Although I don't want to accuse Newcastle of jumping on the oil money train, but that takeover crashed down like a lead balloon.
Yeah. To be fair, though, looking at that time where Derby rivalry, do you think if Lee Johnson went in the next couple of years, do you think that maybe, do you think maybe Rafael Benitez could do the betrayal on Newcastle and get back by a proper owner?
What's with you and Rafael Benitez?
Yeah, no, he wants him at Doncaster as well, don't you?
No. He wanted Frank Lampard, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Charlie saying you missed out Adama on the end now. That's because Adama Traoré is not a club. He just puts a lot of oil on his body. Daniel, when Man City have a Champions League, maybe
this season.
I mean, not everything's based on Champions League. They have won the Premier League in God knows how many
When
years.
I heard Rafael Benitez at Doncaster, I'm not going to lie to you. I saw some fans on social media say we should get Frank Lampard and Rafael Benitez and Eddie Howe, and I was thinking to myself, hang on, how ambitious do you want to be? And I discussed this with TalkSport, and he was like, no, rule this out, completely rule this out. But I think Rafael Benitez could work at Sunderland. I think with the right ownership in place now, I think that he'll actually get backed compared to Newcastle.
No, because Rafa's one of these guys.
It would never happen.
Rafa respects the clubs he's been at. So he's been at Liverpool, so he won't ever go to United. He's been at Newcastle, so he won't ever go to Sunderland. He's one that's genuinely got respect. But if Doncaster are getting Rafa, then screw it. When Ryan Lowe leaves, Pep is on his way to Argyle, mate. If we're talking just dream signings, maybe he can bring the City owners with him.
It's all right anyway. We got
if Rafa comes to Doncaster, then I bet us to go to Europe.
We got Joey Barton, so it's all right.
I'm not. I said you said the better for Joey Barton.
Oh yeah. No,
Joey Barton. Man, I can't wait for that game. Honestly,
you've got Nigel Pearson in Bristol City and Joey Barton in Bristol Rovers. I'm not sure what Bristol was thinking, but I'm presuming they just wanted fireworks. RJ saying Rafa loves to fan to Newcastle. I swear he does. He does.
Look, he just doesn't like the owner.
Yeah, Rafa never wanted to leave Newcastle. It's just he can work with Mike Ashley.
Yeah, he wants to request some stuff. He wants to get the right back in. They could promise it, and he walked out. So,
shocker! Mike Ashley says no to a manager.
And you know what? To be fair, the last few days there was a report that the club is no longer for sale now. So Mike Ashley's still owner.
Unlucky.
So that's why I see us battering Newcastle next season in the Championship, because we are better than Newcastle.
Is Mike Ashley ever going to realise one day that he's just really hated by almost every Newcastle?
It's like the devil. It's like the devil down below being a nice guy. He thinks he's being a nice guy, and then suddenly he thinks, "Hang on, am I actually hated by the world because I'm the devil?" It's just when's Mike Ashley going to realise?
Apparently, a few years ago, we was in a restaurant in Podkeelan, I think with the squad, and there was a fans outside. Took his finger up at the fan. Apparently.
Well,
he's just an idiot. I don't know how he's still there, to be honest.
That is why I think we're going to batter him next season. That is why I think we're going to batter him next season.
Hey, if you lot stay in League One, Indiana,
it's going to be Aaron, mate. It's going to be so funny when you're on here next season in the League One.
Indiana, if you're watching, can you clip all of what
can you clip this?
Because I need it just in case Doncaster don't go off. I need some entertainment here.
And I'll take every bit of it on the chin at the end of the season.
What would be even funnier would be if Doncaster stay down and I'll actually go through the playoffs.
That's even more like
he's been talking Rafa. I think Argyle have got more chance of getting out of the playoffs than Doncaster ever getting Rafa Benitez or Frank Lampard.
I think Aaron's still looking for McGee, right?
Mate, McGeady did the dirty on us in that game.
Oh,
that was
Darren
Moore. That was not Andy Butler's Doncaster. This is Darren Moore's Doncaster that got beat.
Mate, it would have been the same thing, mate. McGeady is like he's a different gravy. Him and White.
We couldn't defend set pieces. We couldn't defend Charlie White, and that's why I think if Sunderland don't go up, Charlie White's going to get headhunted by a good number of championship clubs.
You just think every player that's doing well is going to get headhunted.
Well, no, just Charlie White is a perfect target man striker, and I think that some clubs may want that.
But I'm just going to say one thing: he's only had one good season at Sunderland. The other two, Sunderland fans hated him. He's had one good season, but he is doing well. I mean, you might even get called up. You might even get called up to the Euros. A lot of Sunderland fans have been saying that. You never know. If Kane gets an injury or something, Charlie White, why not?
And I agree with that. To be fair, I think it's just a case of second season syndrome. I think with Charlie White.
What part of that did you agree with?
I think he agrees, mate.
I think with Charlie White
going to the Euros, gotta be brilliant.
With White, it's second season syndrome for White. If he does good for the rest of the season, I think we only judge him at the second season in a row, because I think if he gets a second season under his belt and performs just as good as he did this season, then you start wondering when's the Championship club's going to call for him, or whether he becomes a big target in the Championship if Sunderland are up there.
Do you think Charlie White will go to Euros, Aaron?
I think John Marquise has got a better chance of going to the Euros. I think John Marquise has got a better chance of playing at the Euros.
Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. JB saying Newcastle was so close to getting taken over by the Saudis. That must really leave a bitter taste in the mouths of Newcastle fans. I would imagine so. I mean, Reese, you got a message to a Newcastle lot that's watching?
They in the Championship.
I mean, that's fair. Daniel saying, who's worse, Mike Ashley, the Glazers, FSG, or the Cronkies? Oh, wow. I'll go first. I would go for Cronkies, Cronkies, Mike Ashley, Glazers, FSG. Reese, how would you rank all four of them?
Well, I would go. I'd go Mike Ashley. Mike Ashley is the best one there. So
I had a feeling that you'd say that. Charlie, ranking them from best to worst, or worst to best.
Worst to best, I'd go Glazers, Ashley, Cronkies, and then FSG.
You'd put Mike Ashley.
Mate, Newcastle should be in Europe consistently.
You put the Cronkies above the Glazers. I know the Glazers are shit, mate, but at least they give a little bit of money to their managers.
I put Cronkies third.
So you've gone for Ashley, Cronkies, Glazers, FSG?
No, Glazers, Ashley, Cronkies, FSG.
Okay, I mean that's a fair one. What about you, Aaron?
Well, best to worst, FSG best, but only just. Then Cronkies, then Glazers, then Ashley, but and Dash is the worst, and they're all as bad as each other. So if I could put them all joint worse, then I would do.
Where the hell's the love for the Cronkies coming
Yeah,
from?
where is the love?
Stan Kroenke has put more in his wig than he has done to Arsenal Football Club.
Exactly. That's why I said the Glazers were better than the Cronkies, because they've put a bit of money into Manchester United at least.
Oh yeah, the Glazers accept top 4. That they accept no trophies because at least it's making them money.
The Cronkies accept 10th. we're digressing. We're just slating Premier League owners. I'm sure everyone loves their owners.
League.
One of them might not be a Premier League owner for long. There might be a Championship owner.
Yeah, very true.
This has turned from a Sunderland news video to absolutely slamming Newcastle. If any Newcastle fans are watching, I don't apologise. Enjoy the championship.
And Sunderland fans will be loving this video anyway.
Well, yeah. And to be fair, Newcastle had "We Are the Champions" blaring at home park because we got relegated from a championship. So go do yourselves. And I hope that you enjoy the next 10 years of Mike Ashley. It's going to be brilliant to watch anyway.
Hope you enjoy the final defeat at the Keepmoat Stadium, Newcastle.
There are many clubs with very poor owners. Would we all agree that Bury had the worst owner?
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely,
Michael.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we got that one. Charlie saying we got beat 2-0 of Scummy Bolton the other night. Oh, Oldham got
he's an Oldham fan. Oh
yeah.
Bolton doing really well. That's the talk about owners. They've recovered after the Anderson days, and they've got football ventures.
They've spent so much money though. Like, have you seen their
completely turned their season around, and they're right in the hunt for the automatics, along with the likes of Morecambe and Forest Green now. So well done to Bolton.
Their team is crazy there. They've got
Bolton in the league with Forest.
They've got one of our old players. They've got Ali Crawford that helped us in that one season in League Two to take us back into League One.
I don't like watching other teams suffer much, but Bolton in a league with Morecambe, Exeter, and Forest Green Rovers. I mean,
they could be in that league next season. They could be facing Salford next season.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, even Portsmouth, they were in League Two as well, weren't they? They were in League Two. Like, you know, it's crazy.
I enjoyed the Dockyard derbies them years, so they were quite fun.
And if Charlton wasn't taken over, then Charlton could have faced that as well.
For me, the best Dockyard derby was obviously the playoff semi-final where Home Park was bouncing after 183 minutes. 183 minutes of a two-legged tie, just 0-0, no one breaking anything. And then Argyle scoring a 93rd minute winner. Peter Hartley getting a goal.
What a legend, mate. He was at Rovers as well. Quality player.
Beautiful man. One of my favourite old Argyle players. Indiana saying the Glazers, no doubt pricks.
Yeah.
Charlie, they spent $1 billion since they last won a league. They're not even bad owners. They just don't have a director of football.
Mate, they are bad.
In the football sense, they are run by bankers like Ed Woodward. So it's not they're keeping charge of the finances rather than focusing on the main thing, which is the football. So,
well, yeah.
Plus, as well, they've got. I'm pretty sure with the Glazers, they've got two. It's either one person or two people from who went to Bristol University as well, which is even crazier.
If any United fans are angry, then feel free to vent your anger at Bristol Rovers and Bristol City.
No, not us. The union. Don't have a go at us.
I stand by my comment. Charlie saying Oldham have some of the worst owners. Daniel saying lucky you support Man City. Charlie, I have two well-run clubs.
On the Jersey,
Rangers and Chelsea. I mean, Rangers well run, not in the past 10 years, but they are certainly looking better now. The Glazers only care about finishing top 4. They have no ambition and will settle for mediocre. The Cronkies don't even need top 10 finishing for Arsenal. So, I mean, say about that what you want. And
at least Arsenal's getting the Europa Conference League.
No, they're not. They're 10th.
Yeah, they're 10th. They wouldn't even get in that, would they?
Isn't it Tottenham? Isn't it Tottenham that currently occupy 8th place?
No, they're only a place above Arsenal. I think it's Everton.
Nah, Everton
No,
are like
Everton are above
seventh.
that.
Everton
know
is
who's-
7th.
Who's
It's
eighth?
Tottenham.
I'm
I
not
swear
sure.
it's Tottenham. Do you know? I'll
I thought
check it.
Tottenham was 9th. I thought Tottenham was
Nah,
9th.
nah. Villa's 9th.
Yeah, Villa's 9th, Tottenham's 8th. But the
See,
level
I
on
was
goal
right.
difference,
Yeah.
Tottenham's
So,
above on goal difference of 3. So I think that, and they've
hold
both
on,
got a game in hand on Arsenal.
This isn't Manchester United. We don't do joint 8th and joint 9th and joint 1st. Tottenham are 8th, Villa are 9th, and Arsenal are 10th. That's how it goes.
That's bad, isn't
yeah.
it? Mine Tottenham.
But it's very, very close in those positions. It's very, very close.
Yeah, it is close.
Indiana saying, what does this takeover mean for the league? That's what I'm trying to avoid talking about, to be completely honest, Indiana. But thank you for that question. Basically, it just means that there's going to be a shit ton of money for one club, and the rest of us have got to hope for the best. Imagine the Premier League, but with Man City. I mean, it's the equivalent of that. What's your thoughts, Reece? What do you think this does for League 2? Oh, League 1.
League 2, come on.
Oh, yeah, just watch out, because apparently Carell was behind one of the ones behind getting this salary cap scrap. Apparently he was one of the ones behind it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with the amount of money he's got.
Did you just say salary cap scrapped?
Yeah, it's scrapped, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
like a month ago.
Yeah, I know my owner's all for it, but I'm an Argyle fan, and I don't really like it when there's not stuff to sort out finances, because it doesn't normally end very well. So,
we were against the salary cap as well, because we needed the more freedom in the finance to help sort out things like contracts, etc. Especially with the backing we were giving the old managers there.
Yeah, because I mean, I swear most people think that League One is just full of money and all of that, when it really isn't. Look, my owner was wanting the salary cap stopped, and I suppose we are in good hands. But I always just, when someone says salary cap, I'm like, yeah, I like that idea. That seems like a very good idea. Let's do it. It also just levels it all out a little bit. Maybe it's just because I've had bad history of with a bad run club, but that's my thoughts. Just lots of money, but it doesn't surprise me that this owner tried getting it scrapped. Well, got it scrapped.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, it won't really matter if they go up this season for us, which I think they will. But if they don't go up, then next season they're gonna be getting a lot of good players. But obviously, still, even if there is no salary cap, you still got to watch out for, going overboard, spending too much money. You got to keep it steady. I mean, I'm sure his dad's obviously the owner of Marseille, so he knows. He's had a lot of experience.
No. This isn't this kid in charge of Marseille?
No, his dad.
Oh, his dad's died.
Oh, his dad's dead. Jesus.
Charlie's like, yeah, okay, I'll take that back. No, that's why I said his son is in charge of this lad is in charge of Marseille. You got a 20.
No, he's got. Yeah. I think his mom's the one that's got minority shares.
That's mad, isn't it? Your mum's just owner of Marseille. Then you're 23 years old at Sunderland.
Imagine that conversation. Oh, mum, I want to be a football owner. Oh, sorry, son, I've got Marseille. We'll buy you Sunderland. I mean, could you imagine just sitting there eating your shreddies, going, "Mum, I want to own a football club. I'll go buy you Sunderland. It's fine." I mean,
well, I'll tell you what I will say about League One if they don't go up this season is that it's going to be a very interesting league, because look at the Championship clubs that could be going down with the likes of Sheffield Wednesday, and then you've got obviously the League Two clubs coming up wanting to make an impact, like your Forest Greens and your Morecambes and your Cambridges. And then you've got Sunderland with these.
Did you just say Forest Green and Morecambe?
They're in the top 3, top 4, so they got a chance. And then you look at Sunderland with their new owner, Ipswich could be getting a takeover. It's going to be a mad league next year.
Aaron, I watched these lot in League 2. Trust me, the impact they're going to be making is absolutely nothing.
Cambridge could make an impact, and I think Morecambe have done some surprises this year.
No, they won't. They've got our old manager. Well,
Trust
what
me, they've
they'll
made
do-
impacts.
Derek
Trust
Adams,
me,
right? Plymouth legend.
I know exactly what Derek Adams is like.
Plymouth
He'll do
legend.
very well in his first season, then he'll get relegated. The fans will be chanting abuse at him. It'll become a security threat that he can't actually manage a last game. So the owner will sack him, and then they'll get relegated. That's the process for Derek Adams.
That's fair enough, but I just from Morecambe's
come on,
point of view, I think
it is
even
Morecambe.
a year in League One would be great for them because they've never really reached that kind of level for a long
I
time.
don't
So
think they've ever been in League One, have they, Morecambe? They've
no, I
always
think
been
it's
in
like
the
Wickham.
lower leagues and
It's like
conference.
Wickham in the Championship this year. It's like they're glad to be there and just see what happens.
Yeah.
You've just said another club I dislike.
Yeah.
Wycombe Wanderers. They're added to the list of places that I really don't like.
They're just
Shame
gone
they're gonna have to.
the Championship.
Mate, they got rock and roll football, mate. Have you seen their manager? Probably walks
Yeah,
out
he's
with an
a-
electric.
Works in a band. He's like the drummer and he or the guitarist or something
Probably
crazy.
walks out in the tunnel playing an electric guitar, banging his head.
Mate,
Yeah, with his black leather jacket on all the
Yeah.
time.
He is one manager I look at and go, "You're a plonker." Really, you are a plonker. I dislike him. He doesn't look like he knows much about football. Basically, what he just do is time waste and have a massive fat guy up top. Sorry, I shouldn't have talked about Penwell like that. Asshole. Get to Rex when I talk about Wickham. They're one I don't like. That's a comment about Arsenal. No need at all. Indiana saying Arsenal lost all credit when they made themselves a little gold trophy. Brutal. Charlie mentioning Aguero. No one wants to hear that.
I think he might stay at Man City this season, but if he doesn't, then I'll give him credit because he's a wonderful. He's one of the greatest Man City players of all time, so I'll give him credit.
Who cares? Who cares?
Oh yeah, I know that, but it's just
He's
as a neutral, I'll give him credit. He's the greatest Man City player of all time, arguably.
Aaron, Cambridge are just a town full of students. Doncaster, Western-super-Mare have more chance of getting to the Prem.
Up the Western, mate. What a place.
Western-super-Mare are now.
I want to say Vanarama South, maybe a bit lower.
I think they're Vanarama South. I think they're fighting in the relegation places before the season got null and void to get into the division below. So we've got more of a chance than Western-super-Mare.
Nah, mate, you haven't. Western on the up, mate. On the up.
Western-super-Mare, they're big time.
Great beach. You know, donkeys everywhere. Nice pier.
I've had more enjoyable trips in Bridlington.
I mean,
I don't even know where that is.
I would say neither do I. I would say I've had more interesting trips in Exeter, but that's not true. But we'll wrap up on Sunderland. Reece, do you think you'll get promoted this season, or do you think you're gonna be back with us again next year?
On current form, yeah. We're 13 points out of 15 the last 15, so I think definitely.
I mean that's fair. Charlie, Sunderland promoted, or are they going to stay in League One?
Yeah, I think they'll finish second. They're on really good form. As long as they don't get any more injuries, because they've been coping quite well because they've got Willis. I think Willis is out for the rest of the season. Bailey Wright's got an injury, but if they can keep everyone else fit, then yeah, they'll go up automatically second, or maybe win the league if Posh bottle it like they do every season.
Nah, they're walking the league. That's what I hope anyway. And Aaron, Sunderland staying, or are they gonna go up to Championship?
Again, it boils down to injuries. If they can keep the injury list relatively risk-free, then I see them finishing top 2 with Peterborough. If not, I see them winning the playoffs. But if they don't win the playoffs, then I could see them going for the title next year. And I think Sunderland will become the Peterborough and walk the league next year. But I think they could go up this year. But if they don't, then it'll definitely be next year. No question or doubts about that.
Yeah, that's fair. Last few comments. Jay, what is Doncaster like, Aaron?
A very good place. I think the last few games under Darren Moore have been very much on the shackles, like we were in prison, for goodness sake. And then when Andy Butler came in to take interim charge at the end of the season, I think the shackles went off. We played a more direct play. And he's Doncaster through and through, so he's got that passion for the club that he's never going to leave. So we're in a good position now to get in a nice run of form to get into the automatics if Hull and Lincoln keep bottling it. So, with the games in hand as well, with Blackpool now being scheduled before the last game of the season. It's the penultimate game of the season now after Rochdale. So, hopefully it'll be a good run of form and we'll get top 2, hopefully, because it's a nice place at the minute and we'll give Butler the job next season.
That's fair. Indiana, no, honestly, I'm sure Corona started in Western.
That's why it's not as good as Bridlington or Cleethorpes.
Brutal. Daniel, Sunderland will be in the Premier League in 4 seasons' time. Jay saying Sunderland have a huge stadium.
Mate, trust me, when obviously we went Sunderland for the first time a couple of years ago, mate, the away end is stupid. It's literally just walking up about 20 flights of stairs, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say that stadium is
similar
to when you do
St James's Park, isn't it?
Yeah, quite similar sort of teams, aren't they? Sunderland and Newcastle.
Yeah. I think with Stadium of Light, it's like when you're the away support, you're up in the gods like Barcelona. You're right up in the top tier. But I'll tell you something now. Like our stadiums can go maximum 30,000. That's still 10,000 under Sunderland. So they've got a massive stadium that doesn't deserve to be in the third tier.
I was thinking maybe we could put seating on the roof of Home Park and put the away fans up there. Just keep them out of the way. Although if you've seen Home Park, we've got that new grandstand and there's part where it's not covered.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it does look good, but there's the bottom tier on the grandstand isn't covered by a roof. So I suggested, why don't we put the away fans there and we'll just take the rest of the barn park end? Because we don't want, because that's the thing. A lot of grounds they put them to the corner or in.
Oh mate, have you seen? I think us along with Accrington, the old Wimbledon ground, probably have the worst away ends in the league because our ground, like we've been wanting a new stadium for like the last 20 years and it still hasn't happened, and it's still the same as it was when like Curtin and Jason Roberts were playing. So
we're just thinking of trying to gain an advantage. So if we had the whole of the horseshoe, we would have both ends then. So there would be no advantage for the away team to try and get a goal in front of their supporters because they'll be in the corner with no roof, getting very cold and very wet on a wet Tuesday night, which I wouldn't care about because we would have the horseshoe. I think when we do another fans forum, I might ask that. I might be like, "Can we do that? Is that okay? Let's do it."
Like Gillingham, I think it is.
Yeah, mate, Gillingham, Jesus Christ, scaffolding,
Gillingham,
mate, scaffolding, mate.
It's like a construction site, not a stadium.
Yeah, trust me. All these Premier League fans are lucky, very lucky. They don't have to go to places like Gillingham on a Tuesday night or something like that.
They've got the capacity size of a low Premier League stadium, but they look like a scaffolding construction site. And that sort of big slope stand on one side, it's like you're climbing up the steps of a Greek amphitheater or something. It's like just going up the slopes and watching some kind of tragedy or comedy that Greeks perform on stage from a distance. It's like you're up in the gods in Barcelona again.
I don't think I've ever heard Gillingham compared to Barcelona, but that's one we can have. Charlie, Western Supermare, 7th tier of English football. Well, see, I told you.
Panorama National League South.
Yeah,
great club, great town.
What a club! What a club!
Great people.
Oh God, Cruise away end is called the ice cream van stand. That is, David, you can't really argue with that. Do you reckon they sell ice creams in that stand?
Yeah, I think they do. I've been there a few times.
I'll have a chocolate cornet.
I've had a few 99.
I reckon they're called the ice cream stand because sometimes their performances can get a bit cold, but they can heat up whenever they're in a race for automatics or playoffs.
Do you reckon the players walk out to an ice cream van thing? Just start blaring around.
Could you imagine it after the game as well if you beat someone 4-0? How I'd like a scoop of that player. I'd like a scoop of Charlie White because we did him today. Can I keep him in my back pocket? Because I had him in my pocket all for 90 minutes.
It is wonderful. I mean, we've got normal stands. We've got the grandstand, the Devonport, the Lindenhurst, and the Barn Park end, which is all lovely.
Yeah, don't forget the Cornish pasty stand, ain't you?
No, we ain't got a Cornish pasty stand. We sell Cornish pasties, but we ain't got a stand yet.
All we've got is the family stand, and that's just a family stand.
I mean, the name really. Well, we've got a family area. It's in the corner of the bar.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, like, we dedicate one area to the families, and then the rest of it, like behind the goals, and the other side is where, like, the away fans and all the atmosphere happens. So,
yeah.
But usually the family stand's very quiet. So once we get back in the stadiums next season, I'm not going to go in the family end anymore. I'm going to be going right behind the goals where the atmosphere is.
Why did you go in the family end anyway?
I don't know. It's calmer, and I want to see all the atmosphere go off and watch it from a distance.
Yeah, you should see it at Rovers in the family, and they're all like that. All the 4-year-old kids. Like that.
That's nothing. Yeah. I think it was the last day of. I think it was when we guaranteed playoffs against Coventry last season, and I had a Coventry fan looking at me face to face. He was down there on the pitch invading, and I was up in the stands. He was looking at me. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was mouthing off to me, giving it the old big Arden, and I nearly went down the steps and nearly bloody decked him. That's a moment I'll never forget.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
And I probably would have got arrested for that, but I'm not going to do that.
A couple of comments here. My local team, Reading, would be nice if they got promoted. Indiana, don't associate Plymouth with Cornwall. People, Cornwall is better side of the river. It's okay because
tell me about
people don't associate Manchester United as a team in Manchester because Manchester City are the team to win there.
Yeah. Same with Bristol as well. Don't call us
United are just a poor man's City.
What I will say about Reading though is they've got a good shot at getting to the Premier League this year. I'll give them credit this year because they've put in some good performances with the likes of Lucas Joao stepping up and their youngsters stepping up, and their left back Omar Richards is going to Bayern Munich. So very interesting.
Baller.
There are 5 kids in the stand at Oldham who are in my school in year 7, and they bring a drum.
Oh mate, it's that banner they got as well in their home end. It's like the Atleticos, like they're Atletico Madrid. I'm like, come on.
Oh, God. Oh,
and then there's like eight kids in year 7 with a drum. Like,
what an atmosphere!
Come on.
What an atmosphere!
Oldham brings a drum. Other clubs bring like a one-man band to the stadium with cymbals and a keyboard and everything.
We basically covered most of Sunderland, and then in the spare time we've just absolutely destroyed and grilled and bantered almost every team within our sights. We've dealt with quite a few Premier Leagues.
Western, Western Superman.
Yeah, a fair few.
I might get clipped and bantered at the end of the season if we don't go up.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you've clipped it, Indiana.
Yeah. Daniel, so what are Arsenal then? Dead Man's Club. They're just dead.
They're not going to go anywhere with that anyway.
Bristol City and United, red all the way. We are going down the Rovers.
Indiana.
It's okay. We all know that Manchester is blue. And then there's 2 drums, one in the Rochdale Road and one in the Valley. That's brilliant. And on that note, we're going to leave it there. Everyone watching, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. We'll be back again next Monday. I'm not sure what the next show is on the first 11 because we normally do
Lots to get fans to call in.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. We'll definitely do that one day. But yeah, we'll be back again next Monday with the EFL show. Normally, I could tell you that the next gen's on Tuesdays, but I don't know what's on next. I'm sure if you make sure you follow the first 11 on Twitter, you'll find out from Indiana. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because you'll get notified when they next go live. But before we all go, Reese, where can they find you, bro?
Me thingy's there. Just there.
Yeah, it's a bit too long on the numbers.
You probably wondering what all their numbers are. It's just the day me gran and granddad died.
Oh,
That's fair enough. So.
Yeah. Charlie, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, One Rovers Vlogs on YouTube on the road to 1,200 subs.
Yeah. And Aaron, where can they find you, bro?
Throw Football, Dear FC. We had some mad content. We're nearly on the road to 500 subs in the first season, so it'd be amazing if we hit that and try and get to 1K before the end of the season. So yeah, all brilliant. We did some really good stuff in the last 48 hours. So with TalkSport and everything. So make sure you go and do that.
Buzzing. And Indiana, the lovely Indiana, has just helped me with what's on next. The Offside Rule is the next show on next. It is the ladies' show tonight at 10 p.m. So make sure you are tuned in here at 10 p.m. for the Offside Rule. It's going to be great. And you can find me at Niall_PAFC on Twitter. And you can find me at Let's Talk Premier League is my YouTube channel. So make sure you give me a subscribe there. Great content. And as you can tell, I just banter almost everyone in my path, regardless of who they support. It is the best way. But until 10 p.m. with the Offside Rule, and we'll be back here again on Monday discussing Argyle versus Doncaster. So one of us is going to be in a good mood, and the other one's going to be down in the dumps. Hopefully, it's Aaron that's down in the dumps. But until next time,
I'm being static. In Butler we trust. For Jerry O'Connor, gets a double.
It's okay. Ryan Lowe has ordered the next set of marijuana for the boys, and it's set to arrive on Friday afternoon. So they'll get a nice little bit of that Saturday. But until Monday, we'll see you guys later.
Some people.